Ralph Puja, thank you so much for having Michelle and I here at this amazing piece of property in Olney, Maryland at the Fallen Oak Distillery. You know what's really neat about the Fallen Oak Distillery name is that it sounds to me like we're not in the beginning of this project. It sounds like we're either halfway, partially way, who knows what you guys are going to create next. But I want to know how did this start? What is the Fallen Oak? And why is there a brewery also here on the property? What a cool story.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we're appreciative too. So thanks for you guys being here. We're glad we could partner up in this and really create something special. So back in 2020 of June, we opened Lone Oak Farm Brewery. So it was kind of a big project in the works. Our partners came to us as the builders. We decided to take the project on and actually became partners of the whole property. And now we all own it together. So it's been a great experience for us. We've had nothing but success. It's been such a blessing. We're very grateful for what we've created and kind of a natural progression going from the brewery into the spirits side of things happened. But we do have the farm was named after our special lone oak tree, which is a very special tree to us and still is.
Yeah, just a majestic white oak tree that was about 300 years old. And that tree came down in April of 2023 on Palm Sunday. And sad day for us, actually. And we thought that the natural progression in brewing would be to move to distilling. And in doing so, it was sort of timely that the tree came down so that we could actually name the distillery after the tree, Fallen Oak.
I love it.
And
paying homage to the tree and kind of progressing into that next step.
Yeah.
We were very blessed and successful with the brewery side of things and said, why not keep it going? It just seemed like it was almost purposeful.
All right, so we talked about some of the different materials off the farm as far as the white oak and everything that came into play. So as we're looking at using some of the local things from the farm too, how did that play into the actual interiors that were designed here in the distillery?
It was a lot of bringing in that earthiness, those earth tones, the oak, the wood tones that you see right now in front of you with the tiles. The greenery that's all around here as well. So it's just kind of bringing in that exterior, the nature finishes to the inside.
We really targeted a lot of sustainable materials as well throughout the tile. All these things that we have chosen, from the floors to the bar to a lot of the backsplashes, all have a lot of green qualities to them. They've got a lot of great LEED ratings, and I think that's really respectable for the community. So I felt like you picked a lot of materials that were specifically going to be very complementary to what you guys are already trying to create here, which is something organic and natural. And do you feel that drove a lot of your design choices?
Oh, absolutely. We have like reclaimed wood on some of the exterior portions, the stone as well. I know metal isn't so much sustainable, but some of the metal finishes that we have too just kind of all brings it all together with the sustainability.
That's great.
I love that. I didn't know there was that much sustainability aspect to the build, but it makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that something that, did they drive that home a little bit, or was that something that came from you?
It was, again, collaboration. So, yeah.
That's very cool.
We definitely try to keep that within the build as well.
Uh-huh.
We try to do that with our brewing process and distilling process too. We try to keep everything, we have compost piles on the farm and things like that. So we try to keep our wastewater is managed. All those things are kind of taken into account in the farming process.
Got it.
So,
from a restaurant standpoint, you always hear farm to table.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're ground to glass. That's kind of what we've been saying.
I love that.
I agree too.
We grow our own barley. We're growing Bloody Butcher corn right now, which will
That's
be
great.
excellent for making good whiskeys.
Wow.
So we'll be harvesting that in the next 2 months probably. We had 15 acres of barley grown locally that we harvested in June, and our silos are now full of that grain to continually make the beer that we
we have
make.
bees on the property, so we make honey. So we can take some of that honey. We made honey loggers before, things like that. Sunflowers just were beautiful just a few weeks ago.
That's great.
So, keeping that farm kind of vibe alive. That's what we are. We're a farm. We're an agricultural production facility. So we are an actual working farm that's kind of creating these products.
It's fantastic.
It seems like there is a lot of functionality here in the things that you guys have chosen to do. And I think that's also probably played in a little bit to the design. When we're talking about designing for a space that is also going to be food service in doing drinks and where we're going to have a lot of wear in a space, you chose a lot of specific materials that were going to be durable and very functional for the area. Can you talk a little bit about those choices?
Yeah, so tile obviously was one of our first choices. So it's the easy cleanability aspects of it. It's durable. You know, spilling liquor on it, it's easy enough to clean up. Within the furniture, we made sure we picked out vinyls or leathers. Again, that same cleanability method for them.
You know, I have to say, Michelle, I take a little bit of the credit to get tile almost on all the floors around here. While you know, a lot of inspiration comes from the wood part. You know, I
We
said
did talk about wood.
You know?
we talked a lot about wood.
There was a lot
You
of
know,
wood, yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna have wonderful people here who don't spill anything.
Very
If they
nice
do,
atmosphere.
the
Yeah.
cleanability was something that I think you guys already know this, but you will be thankful for down the road.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made the most sense for sure.
Mhm.
Can't beat it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked a lot about different color palettes that were going to be natural for the space and really invite a warm atmosphere
Mhm.
to mimic bourbon, whiskey, those types of things. So could you talk a little bit about the different tile that we ended up using in the area?
Yeah, so within the distillery, we have two different spaces. We have the tasting area, which is meant to be kind of light and bright, lively, fun atmosphere. That's where we pick the lighter wood tones, the whites and the grays. Moving into the distillery, or into the speakeasy, sorry, we went more in moody, more intimate feel. So we're using more of the darker grays and the blacks with some of the hunter greens in there to work and play off of that same atmosphere.
I noticed a lot of the wood tiles that we chose throughout the space here really truly mimic natural oak and how that moves throughout. So I think something with this additional texture here was a great choice for you.
Absolutely. I mean, it's fallen oak, so we needed to bring in some of that natural oak feeling without having real oak floors. So bringing in some of the different textiles that mimic that works for us.
And additional durability with porcelain.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
Ralph, the comment about the texture on the wood.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's funny because I mean I love all the tile in general, but this particular floor in the room that we're in currently has that oak plank look. As you look down on it, without the sun reflecting off of it, you can see the pattern of oak. But then as you see a reflection with the sun, it actually is textured. It looks like hand-hewn oak planks. It's amazing.
I mean, you want a job? I mean, it's perfect. I mean, that's exactly right.
He's already got two. He doesn't need a third.
I don't get a third.
That's his next project.
Yeah, exactly. But the hand scrape finish is the biggest difference in the wood tile, which is, you know, the wood look porcelains have come around very well, but the hand scrape look and the texture and also the subtle glazing changes, that's the difference between, you know, something you can find at a big box store where you find independent distribution like Garden State Tile.
It's amazing. I mean, just looking at this floor right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Gives it a little punctuation.
very cool.
Now,
Details
Pooja,
matter for sure.
you know, we face a challenge usually after the project's done, and it is the subject of lighting. You have a lot of natural light that you guys put into this building. You have, you know, your lighting from the cans, you know, all kinds of stuff. And it's picking up perfect for us on our products. I mean, what was the lighting aspect that you brought into here?
We definitely played with custom lighting and how our fixture, how each individual space would be looking like. So like I mentioned, the tasting area, we wanted that to be bright. So we have the large windows, the garage doors to bring in as much natural light as we could possibly get. The speakeasy, we want that to be more moody, a little more darker, on the darker end. So with the play of color and the lights being able to be dimmable, but you still have some design features within them. So we were able to play with lighting that way.
That's fantastic. Lighting for us it can make or break a good tile installation.
Yeah.
And color
So-
temperatures too. We were playing with like
Yeah,
2700, 3000 what we do. So
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
we got pretty deep into it.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of LED, switchable LED lighting
Yeah.
Mhm.
that allows us to do color temperature and the amount of lumens that
Is
the
that
lights
right?
will put out.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what this is going to. So you have 4 seasons in Maryland, but you've got like you kind of want to have a dark and cozy feeling in the wintertime. And that'll be pretty neat.
Oh yeah. So the speakeasy side, it's going to be very much like it's going to feel like you're in DC, and then when we're in Olney, it's going to feel like a DC, cocktail lounge kind of vibe, which will be great for like a date night kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of
Are you going to have any like special knocks or any passwords to get into certain areas of the
You
building?
have to come and check it out to figure it out.
Yeah, there's
secret doors.
TBD.
secret doors.
Okay.
TBD.
Yeah, to be determined. We have a hidden, hidden entrance.
There will be something pretty fun.
We're calling it a hidden cocktail experience.
Okay. All right. That's very good.
It's a little tease. You got to come back.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, Ralph, Pooja, Michelle, and myself, all team at Garden State Tile, we cannot thank you enough again for letting us be a part of this amazing project. I mean, it really hits home for us. We love farm to table sort of atmosphere. We love, ground to glass, and we really love being a part of this incredible project. So, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We want to
you.
thank Garden State for
Appreciate
providing the products that that you have provided to us, because it's going to make us stand out when things are over.
That's wonderful.
Appreciate the partnership.
How about we get some drinks? What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Michelle, thank you for your help. It's great.
Thank you.
I'll give you a hug.